begin this evening's ceremonies by introducing our honour guests. To my immediate right is Acting Chief Jane Dick. To her right, the Vice Chair of the Police Services Board, Councillor Pam McConnell. To her right, Board Member Cameron Grange. And to my left, we also have our Senior Police Commanding Officers, Deputy Chief Keith Ford, Human Resources Command. And hopefully, because I can't see around the corner here, Acting Deputy Chief Mike Federico, representing Divisional Policing Command. And also Acting Deputy Chief Investigative Command, we have Rick Gauthier. Chair, command officers, special guests, senior officers and members of the service, families and friends, and most importantly, those we are honouring this evening. I extend a warm welcome to this special ceremony and to Police Headquarters. Thank you so much for coming. This evening we will honour several members of the Toronto Police Service, both uniform and civilian. As you listen to the stories, you will hear accounts of outstanding acts of bravery, professionalism, innovative and intelligent police teamwork. Being selected for an award is truly an achievement, as the incidents you will hear are just a small example of the many significant acts performed every day, day in, day out by members of the Toronto Police Service in our goal to make the City of Toronto a safer place. In order to be selected for an award, our awards committee, consisting of members of all ranks and commands, carefully review each submission based on a criteria that has been included in your programme. Then, after much deliberation, the committee recommends those best meeting this criteria. It is now my privilege to call upon the Vice Chair of the Police Services Board to say a few words. Councillor Pam McConnell.
Thank you, Staff Inspector. Superintendent, oh, I demoted him. Oh my goodness, that would be dreadful. Thank you. I wanted to first of all welcome all of you to your police headquarters and to a very important place. But I also wanted to be here and to thank the command for inviting me and the Police Services Board, along with my colleague Cameron Grange, to be part of this austere platform guests. Acting Jane Dick and other service members, and particularly I want to welcome the award winners and the award recipients. And thank you all for coming, but thank you also for the work that you do every single day. On behalf of the Police Services Board, I want to welcome you, as I have said this evening. It's a great pleasure to join you in this very important occasion. It's in fact one of the most significant events that we have in our season. It's an event in which we honor some of the most outstanding police officers and service members to honor you also. This is our favorite event because it is tonight that we hear the stories of our police officers and we honor those stories. It is imperative to recognize those officers who go beyond, above and beyond their call of duty. And by doing so, draw our own attention to the professionalism, the dedication of service, and to the bravery for which many of our officers carry out their daily duties. The service members that we honor this evening have far exceeded their already demanding day-to-day activity, as you all well know. They are shining examples of our best and our brightest. Their actions should inspire all of us to reach new heights of professionalism and of public service. They are the living examples of our service's core values. As we look at them, we see honesty, integrity, fairness, reliability, respect, teamwork, positive attitude. Doing their jobs in our neighborhoods across Toronto, these individuals embody our essential core values in every single thing that they do. The achievements that you will hear about tonight will, I'm sure, really impress you. You probably know some of the stories, but tonight you get to hear all of the stories. For example, there's an officer here who consistently demonstrated considerable personal initiative during routine patrols, leading to the arrest of 9 individuals and the seizure of 59 firearms, as well as a quantity of crack cocaine and marijuana. You'll hear of a number of officers from units across the service who tirelessly work together in cooperation, resulting in the arrest of a suspect wanted for a series of violent sexual assaults in the city. Each of these stories very different from one another, each of them important. And these are just a few of the exemplary individuals that you're about to hear about this evening. I note in particular that many of the awards that are being granted tonight are for teamwork, and they're teamwork commendations. Officers working together to help keep Toronto safe goes to the heart of what our police service in Toronto is all about. On behalf of our Toronto Police Services Board, I join you in honoring all of our award recipients tonight. Members of Toronto Police Services Board, I commend you, I applaud you, and on behalf of all Torontonians, I thank you.
Pleasure to introduce the Acting Chief of Police, Jane Gibb.
Thank you, Seth. Good evening, everyone. Vice Chair Pam McConnell, Mr. Hamlin Grange, recipients, senior officers, families, friends, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are here to honor 87 brave women and men of the Toronto Police Service for their outstanding investigative work, acts of bravery, self-sacrifice, and outstanding contribution to public safety. All of you have not only carried out your duties as a member of this service with great professionalism and dedication, but each of you have performed above and beyond the call of duty. Policing is a difficult, demanding, and at times thankless profession. However, I'm here to tell you that your efforts are very much appreciated. We understand the dangers that you face on a daily basis and the risks that are an inherent part of this job. We are truly grateful to you for keeping the citizens of Toronto safe. Tonight, we will hear several accounts of bravery, perseverance, teamwork, and truly innovative investigative skills that have made a tremendous contribution to the safety of our city. We honor your courage, selflessness, and compassion for humankind with the following 5 prestigious awards that will be presented this evening. There's the Merit Mark, the Teamwork Commendation, the Commendation, and the Chief of Police Excellence Award. We are extremely proud of all of you, and on behalf of the citizens of Toronto and all members of our service, I thank you for all that you have done and continue to do. And finally, I would like to extend my gratitude to the family and friends of our members who are here with us this evening. Your support of your loved ones and the Toronto Police Service is very much appreciated. Congratulations to all the award recipients. Each of you are heroes to us all. Well done.
Recipients: Sergeant Oliver Thebo and Constable Paul Mattei of 31 Division. 31 Division commenced an initiative to combat the dramatic increase in the number of gun-related calls. On July the 8th, at approximately 3 a.m., Sergeant Oliver Thebo and Constable Paul Mattei were en route patrol when their attention was drawn to a group of men loitering in the park. They radioed for backup to attend and went to investigate. 3 of the men broke away from the group and began approaching the officers. The officers were flanked and placed in a disadvantaged position. One of the men reached into his waistband and produced a firearm, and without provocation fired numerous shots at the officers. The officers took cover. However, they did not return fire as they were in close proximity to a major street populated with innocent bystanders. Constable Mattei called for assistance, providing accurate descriptions on the location of the suspects. The officers then chased the armed suspects on foot while updating the responding units. Officers then arrived on scene and 2 suspects were taken into custody. A further search of the area resulted in a 3rd suspect being arrested a short time later. A search of the suspects, when arrested, revealed 2 firearms. In recognition of their brave actions and dedication to duty, Sergeant Oliver Thebo and Constable Paul Mattei are awarded with a merit mark. Constable Andrew Eklund of the Sex Crimes Unit. February the 22nd, 2006, at approximately 1:50 p.m., a 14-year-old girl was walking back to school from lunch when she was approached by a man driving a dark-colored vehicle. The man pulled alongside her and called out to her. He told her to come over to him. The girl responded by saying, "I don't know you," and continued to walk. The suspect accelerated, turning right and positioning his vehicle to block her path. He then leaned out of the window and attempted to grab the girl and pull her into the vehicle. The girl was able to avoid his grasp and ran to a nearby school. The following day, on February the 23rd at approximately 7:20 p.m., Constable Andrew Eklund was off duty in his car driving home when he observed a man who was attempting to convince 3 young people to come over to him. Constable Eklund stopped his vehicle and observed the man's actions and gestures and the children's reactions. He exited his vehicle and approached the man. He identified himself as a police officer and began questioning the man about his identity and his actions. Unaware of the incident that had taken place the previous day, he just spoke to the man. The following day, on February the 24th, as Constable Eklund was driving to work, he heard a news release regarding an investigation being handled by 55 Division pertaining to the attempted abduction that had taken place on February the 22nd. He discovered that the suspect he had investigated on the previous day was similar to the one described by the victim. He then contacted 55 Division officers and relayed what he had observed the previous night and the suspect's identity. Subsequent investigation resulted in the suspect being positively identified from a photo lineup. The suspect was arrested and charged. In recognition of his keen observations and dedication to duty, Constable Andrew Eklund is awarded with a commendation. Members of Division 12, Parking Enforcement and the Emergency Task Force.
Thank you. Congratulations. Well done. Thanks, sir.
Supervisor David Cowan was standing on the balcony when he heard an abusive shout.
Thanks, sir.
He then recognized the sound. Kitchen knife, which he concealed within his clothing. In recognition of their teamwork and dedication to duty, Constables Douglas C. Lowe, Christian Langford, Robert McDonald, Mark Minami, Boris Petkovic, and Arthur Wright, and, bear with me on this one, George Papatheodoro, are awarded with a Teamwork Commendation.
Well done. Yeah, there we go.
Violent sexual assaults occurred within a 2-hour period. On her way home, a 13-year-old girl was sexually assaulted in an elevator. A sex trade worker was beaten and sexually assaulted and thrown unconscious in the snow. And a 17-year-old girl was robbed and sexually assaulted in her building stairwell. Officers attended the first assault and obtained details from the victim, as well as video footage from surveillance cameras. They were able to locate the suspect on camera and were also successful in obtaining still photographs of the suspect. Officers responded to the second sexual assault, attended the scene and spoke to the victim, who initially refused to cooperate, but later the victim called police and gave a detailed statement of the incident. DNA evidence was also located. 3 days later, DNA evidence was retrieved from a stolen van for the suspect and the victim. Investigation revealed that all the assaults were committed by a 23-year-old man with no fixed address. All officers involved in these cases worked tirelessly, putting aside their regular duties and making this their top priority. Constant pressure on the suspect caused by the investigation caused him to flee the Toronto area and head west. On January the 23rd, the suspect was driving a stolen vehicle when he failed to stop for the police in British Columbia.
Hi. Just make sure you can see me right here, this camera right here.
This award is in recognition of the great work of past and present members of the internationally famous Sex Crimes Unit Child Exploitation Service. Through intensive and demanding investigations, the Child Exploitation Section has been successful in identifying over 240 Toronto residents who have purchased child pornography on the internet.
Spread out a little bit so you can see the camera there. Perfect.
Put it that way. bounce off. How do I know that? I don't know.
Constable Bill Chan, Community Mobilization. Constable Bill Chan is the Chinese community officer in community mobilization, and he is also the liaison officer for the Chinese Consultative Committee. Over the years, he has organized numerous events and raised significant funds for the Chinese Cops for Cancer. Many events have raised the profile of the Toronto Police Service on issues of reporting crime and recruitment. He has assisted in hosting the Toronto Police Service Chinese Consultative Committee Youth Summit at headquarters to address concerns with youth violence and the victimization of youth. Constable Chan regularly speaks to the Chinese community through radio and makes himself accessible to the community and the media. Constable Chan is a great ambassador for the Toronto Police Service. In recognition of his accomplishments, continuing commitment to the community policing initiatives, Constable Bill Chan is awarded with a Chief of Police Excellence Award.
How do we do? One more?
Yep.
Detective Andrew Johnstone of Intelligence Services. The most significant issue threatening quality of life within the division. Detective Johnstone took ownership and formulated strategies to attack this problem. He made sure officers were aware of the mandate and he communicated very high expectations of them in regards to their work ethic. Took a lead role in activities to bring the group together, developing strong leadership roles.
甩升幾降嘅睇你，你哋俾我嘅。我哋話人
就咁撳得㗎啦，上高。嗰度得咗入嚟。
Inspired by two individuals.
OK，跟咗你。
好開心咧，就話呢幾年咧就做嘅嘢咧，係除咗得到社區嘅支持之外咧，亦都而家受到警隊高層嘅認同啦。咁呢個係非常之高興。咁我希望咧亦都大家繼續支持，咁我可以做多啲。
要諗住嗰啲靚仔嘅。